you doing? I'm here to talk about my favorite NFL team, which happens to be the Dallas Cowboys. Yay! As I've said before, I am from Texas, and I'm pretty sure they kick you out if you're not a Dallas Cowboy fan. I say that jokingly because I'm probably one of the few people that is a Dallas Cowboy fan out of all my friends. I have friends that are fans of the Patriots, 49ers, Dolphins, whatever. But I am a Cowboys girl. I've been a fan since birth. My mom's a Cowboys fan. All my uncles and cousins and everybody's a Cowboys fan. My dad is kind of a Cowboys fan, but he actually is more of a Green Bay Packers fan. So I always wondered why. He just decided when he was a kid he liked them, I guess. And so I just thought maybe we can just kind of whisper about the Cowboys. Nothing spectacular, just kind of a ramble video to relax to. I'm wearing my Cowboys chain. I don't even know if I can show this. Let's see if I'm flexible. Okay, I got my Cowboys shoes on. Let's see if I can show them. I can't see them very good. Wait, let me show the other side. Hold on. Wait for it. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm a nerd, guys. I go a little extreme. I got my earrings, I got my bow, I am decked out. I'm a little sad though. I am not that, okay, I love Dak. I love our quarterback Dak, and this year our Dak is doing amazing, which I'll get into. So I do have my Dak shirt on, but it's just not a very good jersey. I got it cheap, I think, like at Sam's Club or something. I have an actual licensed NFL CD Lamb shirt, and I could not find it. I hope my husband didn't take off with it. That's my shirt. Anyway, I have this little guy. I wanted to show y'all. Look at this. So yeah, when we went down to Texas for for Thanksgiving, we went to the Choctaw Casino. And it was right after the Cowboys versus Chiefs game was over. As soon as the game was over, we went and left and headed that way. My husband wanted to go do a little bit of gambling because he likes them slot machines. And we took our kids up there, and they have a kids area where it has like arcades and movie theater and stuff like that. It's a beautiful casino in Durant, Oklahoma. And we left our kids behind to go to a little gambling. My kids are 18 and 15, so they were fine. And when I got back, they had these two things here. Look at this. They got these with their prize money from playing games. And I thought that was so sweet of them because they know their mama loves our Cowboys, and so they got to hear me screaming during the game. I could not sit down, guys. I was pacing. My brother-in-law, he's also a big Cowboys fan, and he was on the other side of the room pacing back and forth, and I was pacing in the back. I think we were making our entire family nervous, but oh my gosh, what a win. Wasn't that amazing? You can hate the Cowboys all you want, but you have to admit they did really good. Everybody online's trying to diminish it like they always do. Every time the Cowboys win, it's either the officials, like the refs, rigged it, or they just lucked out, or that team was trash anyway, and like we never get a break. I'm gonna take these off, and that's what's so frustrating as a Cowboys fan. And it's crazy because for a couple of years now that the Chiefs have been winning, everybody's been saying, oh, it's the refs helping them out and stuff like that. And the first game that we play against them in like 3 or 4 years, we win, and it's, oh, the refs were helping the Cowboys. Doesn't make any sense. There are a few that was saying, like, oh yeah, it wasn't the Cowboys, it wasn't the refs. Like even other fans of the Chiefs I've seen have said, quit saying that, guys. It's not true. But it was quite a game. Wasn't quite as stressful as the Eagles game, though. Oh my god. Did y'all guys see that? For those of you who don't follow football, the Cowboys have not won the Super Bowl since 1996, I believe it was. 95 or 96, I can't remember, but it's been about 30 years since the Cowboys have won the Super Bowl. We're talking back during Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith time, and of course Michael Irving. I love Michael Irving. He is a character all on his own. I just love him. He is a mess, and he's still very active on podcasts. He's on NFL Channel a lot. He's got his own YouTube where he does a lot of comments. He's always watching the games. And he was also number 88, which is what CeeDee Lamb is, the wide receiver. They're both wide receivers. He's a big fan of CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee is amazing. And let's not forget Georgia Pickens. Georgia Pickens. Oh my gosh, that man has been blessed by the football gods. I know he has. He has so much talent. He's only 24 years old, and if you have seen him, especially the last couple of weeks, this place has been amazing. During the game with the Eagles, CeeDee Lamb was off his game a bit, and he was like that with the first time we played the Eagles, which was the opening game of the season. He had some drops, which happens. I still love CeeDee Lamb, and I still believe in him very, very much, but, you know, he has some drops. But George Pickens has just risen up and really, like, setting himself apart from all receivers within the entire NFL, in my opinion. And it's not just my opinion. I listen to a lot of Dallas Cowboy football podcasts. Some of my favorite channels is AOC, Attack on Cowboys. Hi AOC, if you're watching. I doubt he is. He's a bit of a screamer, so I doubt he listens to ASMR. But AOC is amazing. Then there's Law Nation, and what was the other one that I watched? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But also listen to a lot of the Cowboys official podcasts, like Talking Cowboys, Hanging with the Boys, The Break. Those are all on the Cowboys YouTube channel. Even on Talking Cowboys, I got a bit of a shout out like a week or two ago, which was funny. They were doing an advertisement for their sponsor, who is Black Rifle Coffee, and they open the cans like right up to the microphone, and they're like, let's do some ASMR. So they were all like, psh. They opened them up, and I was like, hey, I love your ASMR. And at the end of the video, I got a shout out for comment of the day, because my name is Nerd Girl ASMR, and they took my compliment to heart, which was awesome, because I meant it. I don't ever open soda cans on my channel, but maybe I should. But that was fun. And everybody, all the Cowboy Nation is getting excited about the possibilities of this season. Last season, for 2024, our quarterback Dak Prescott got seriously injured. I think it was I want to say it was the 6th or 7th game that he was injured. He was throwing a ball, and he pulled a muscle in his leg, where the muscle literally separated off the bone. And he had gone to the hospital in Dallas, I believe. Then he went to go to get a second opinion, I believe, in New York, and he ended up getting the surgery to have it repaired in New York, I believe, if I remember right. But long story short, he was out the whole rest of the season. In the previous season, 2023, we did really well. course they would. This is our season. Everybody makes fun of the Cowboys for saying that. This is our year. This is our year when it's been 30 years. I get it, but I thought, hey, we might actually have a chance this time. But didn't work out that way. We did make it to the playoffs, and Mike McCarthy was our coach at that time. I was nervous before because it seemed like those really good, strong teams, we could never beat them. Even though we won 12 out of 17, it's a good record. The Eagles weren't doing good. We were like number 1 in our division. It looked really promising. We even won like home field advantage. So I was ready, guys. I was so ready for us to actually make a long run in the playoffs. But my dad's team, the Green Bay Packers, ruined it for us, which really sucked because they're kind of like, at least that year, there was a lot of rookies on that team, and everybody kind of thought that we were going to win it. We had a long winning streak at home games. I can't remember, it was like 16. I think it was 16 straight wins at home. And winning our division, we won the home field advantage. I just knew we were going to at least win that game. I was worried about the 49ers who had knocked us out, I think, even that previous year. So, yeah, they slaughtered us. It wasn't even close, guys. It was embarrassing how bad we lost that game, which was so, like I said, it was just crazy because we were set up for success. And so, hold on, I want to get drinking my coffee. That is cup number 3, but it is decaf. So, this little teddy bear is so cute. I keep trying to uncover his eyes from there. But he's a little kitty patootie. I need to name him. You guys need to help me name him. I always name all my stuffed animals. I still got Gus, my octopus, over there. If you haven't met Gus yet, watch my video about the bright creature. What's that? Bright creatures or something. It's the octopus one. But anywho, yeah, that year was rough. And as soon as we lost that game, my Dolphins fan friend just kept hammering me about it. I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, shut up. This was the most hope I've had in almost 30 years. And he would not shut up about it. But anyway. So then last year, oh, and that was also the year, not this last year, but the year before, when we had the 12-5 record, was the year we played against the Detroit Lions and Dave Campbell as their coach. And we had a very controversial game when that happened. So there was one of the last plays of the game. They were in our end zone about to try to make a touchdown. And apparently they tried to get cute with who they were going to pass the ball to. They were supposed to go up and I guess lie to the ref about who was going to be a receiver or not. But then they were supposed to turn around and change it. But somehow communications got mixed up. And so whenever the play happened and they passed it to one of the players and he got a touchdown, they thought they had won the game. But then the refs had put a flag on that play and they tried to say that that player was not qualified, or not said, I can't remember the term they used, but he wasn't supposed to be able to be a receiver. And oh my god, the Lions were so ticked off. I mean, they blame the Cowboys where we don't control the refs. We don't have nothing to do with that. And what's even more interesting is there was a couple of plays before that when we were dropping the ball downfield and was saying that we tripped. One of our guys tripped the player, and it wasn't even our player. It was the Lions player tripped us, but they called a foul on us. And that was right before that play. Lions fans love to not mention that. If that call hadn't been made, we probably would have scored and won the game. But that's what kept them alive, was that stupid penalty call. And so it's just obnoxious. And like I said, when we went against the Chiefs, they kept trying to say, like, the refs helped us and everything. When the previous game against the Eagles, we had a penalty against us for roughing the or the kicker or whatever. They were trying to kick us the ball, and one of our guys tried to block it, and he hit the kicker's foot, but he had also hit the football. You're supposed to hit the football, not the player. And he did hit the football, but they didn't see it. And even the refs eventually apologized to the Cowboys, saying they made a mistake. That they tried to blame it on Fox, saying that they didn't let them see the right footage or something. So that was a whole thing. We still won the game though. The game against the Eagles, we had, oh god, like I said, it was stressful. That game against the Eagles, we were down 21-0 within like the first 1.5 quarters, I think. It was bad. We looked awful. We didn't look like ourselves. You know, we had just lost, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news, but one of the Dallas Cowboy players had tragically passed away recently due to taking his own life. It was a whole thing. A police chase was involved, and it was a terrible thing that happened. And he was such a nice guy. I've seen interviews with him, and he's always laughing and making jokes. And him and Dak even did like a commercial together where they're like flipping the bottle of water or something. But his name was Marshawn Nealon, and the whole NFL has been having moments of silence before the games in honor of him. And so, before the Eagles game, you know, they were talking about him, and apparently they decided, even though they were down 21-0, they were like, we're not going to lose this game for Marshawn. He would want us to fight. And we had and Jerry Jones, speaking of the devil, Jerry Jones, the owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys, had made a trade about 2 weeks prior, because the week before that we played the Raiders, and just before that game we had the trade where we got Quinnen Williams and Luke, I'm trying to think of the other guy's name, he's also a defender. And so these guys are amazing. And then we had gotten Kenny Clark, and so we really strengthened up our team. And they said, you know what, we're gonna win this for Marshawn. And we came back from that game winning 24-21, which was amazing. I was so proud of the Cowboys, because not only were we able to beat the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl this last season, we are able to do it from a big deficit of 21 points, which is unheard of. They said that hasn't happened in many years. I can't remember how many. It was like a long time that the Eagles fell that far behind and then ended up losing. And everybody was kind of blown away. So I was quite happy with that. And then even with the Chiefs, we started off kind of on a rough patch at the beginning of the game. Matter of fact, we had, I can't remember if it was an interception or a fumble at the beginning, but we lost the ball almost immediately into that game. Then they turned around and scored, I mean, within minutes. And so that was rough, but the rest of the game, you know, we went back and forth. And let me tell you, Patrick Mahomes is a squirrely little guy. That's what I kept saying. I was like, he's so squirrely. Because East Texas, White House, Texas, which is close to the area where I used to live. I used to live in Longview, Texas. And I remember when they were, they went to the Super Bowl. They've gone the last like 3 years. They lost the last one, but they've been 3 years in a row now. Everybody in the area was like, oh my god, we're big fans. And what was also nuts, they said, and this was something even Michael Irving talked about, was at that game, that Thanksgiving game, there were a lot of Kansas City fans. They said it was nuts. It's not often the Cowboys are outnumbered in fans at home. That doesn't really happen because Cowboy Nation's pretty strong, especially in Texas. And Michael Irving said that just shows the tarnishment the Stars had with all the losses that we have got to get back to the Super Bowl and win it. And I hope we're able to do that. But yeah, even a couple of my friends, well, my husband has a friend, and then a childhood friend of mine are both Kansas City fans. Kind of curious if they were fans over 3 years ago, though. I'm not a big fan of people who are bandwagon fans. It's kind of obnoxious. I'm like, well, I'm from Texas. It's in my family. Like, it's in my blood. The beginning of the season was kind of rough. I don't know if you guys know the drama of what happened with Micah Parsons. Big name in the cowboy world, or football world in whole. Micah Parsons was one of our corner defenders. He's best known for rushing the quarterback or the passer and getting sacks where the quarterback gets tackled further back for a loss of yardage. It's kind of his MO, and he's very talented at what he does. He is a hard worker. He's a passionate player. I really liked Micah. And then his contract was up this year whenever we lost due to Dak being out. CeeDee Lamb was also injured with a shoulder injury. He was struggling. And then it was time for Micah to get signed. And Micah had said during interviews, I don't care how much money I get made if it helps the team out. I'm willing to take whatever. Which turned out to be complete baloney. When it came time, at least according to Jerry Jones, he says he offered Micah more money than any other player other than the quarterback, and he still wanted more money. There was talk about whether or not that was due to Micah or his agent, which I know before the contract or during the negotiation parts of the contract, one of the podcasters said, if you know David Mulligata, I believe is his name, is his agent, and he was like, Micah can say he's going to take whatever he wants, but I promise you David's not going to let him. And according to some people, that's exactly what happened. Some people say that's not true. I don't know. I wasn't there. A couple of things I do know for sure, though, was on Micah Parsons' Twitter or X account, he wrote this whole long post about how he always wanted to be a cowboy, how his whole family were cowboy fans, and it was always his dream to play for the Cowboys, but he no longer felt that way, that he wanted to be traded, that he had put in he said, I personally turned in my request for a trade. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to play for this team anymore. Which kind of ticked off a lot of Cowboy fans. We're like, what? And like, we wanted you here. Why do you not want to be here? And then whenever the preseason game started, he would mope along the sideline. He wasn't being active in practices, and he wasn't playing the game. Even at one point, they have like a table set up. I think it's like a massage table or something. I don't know what kind of table it was. I don't know if it was for equipment or something. Anyway, during the game, he went over and laid on it with his arms crossed, just being a child about it. And contract and stuff, it just became a whole circus. And even Micah had like his own podcast, which I heard people didn't really much care for. I don't know. I didn't care if he had a podcast because I know he doesn't do any of the technical stuff. He just shows up, talks, and leaves, and lets everybody else deal with it. Wish I could do that. But yeah, I just turned to a whole thing, and I remember I was like, I wanted to buy his jersey, number 11, Micah Parsons jersey for the Cowboys, and I kept making comments on YouTube channels and stuff. I was like, my fingers hovering over the order now button. I said, but I'm just scared because what if by some chance, just by some chance, the contract doesn't get done? And I even had someone comment, they're like, just order the jersey, you know he's staying. And even during an interview, Jerry Jones said, you know, Cowboy fans don't lose any sleep. Like, he sounded so confident. And then out of nowhere, I started seeing on Facebook memes that said traded really big across Micah Parsons. And so I went straight to the Cowboys site and everything, and sure enough, they traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. I was like, oh, why? I took a screenshot of that and sent it to my dad, and he was like, yes, he was so happy and excited his team got Micah Parsons. I'm like, shut up. And they're doing pretty good. The Green Bay Packers are doing alright. Can't be mad at that, but I hope they lose. I want my Cowboys to win. It's been too long. And the Green Bay Packers ruined it for us 2 seasons ago. I hate them. I don't really hate them. I hate the Eagles. But I don't want them to win either. But so that's just some of the drama and stuff going on in Cowboy world. Did y'all see the Netflix special, The Gambler? If you haven't, you should definitely check that out. It kind of talks about like where Jerry Jones kind of started off with getting his money and how he was able to buy the Cowboys and kind of turn things around. So all that's pretty interesting, and there's interviews with a lot of the Cowboys that were on the team back during the Super Bowl era, like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Nate Newton. He was on the team. He's on the podcast Hanging with the Boys. I enjoy listening to him talk about all the stories back then, and they were talking about all the trouble they used to get into. The White House. If you don't know about the White House, you need to watch the documentary. But yeah, that's my Cowboys. Win or lose, DC for life, as we say. But it's okay. It's okay. So, anyways, I guess that's enough rambling for now. It's been about 30 minutes. But if you guys have anything else you'd like me to talk about, I can do. I recorded a video of me opening an advent calendar with diamond painting. Hopefully I'll get that posted before I get this one posted. That one needs a lot of editing. This one probably won't need any editing, if anything. I might have made one noise during this, I think. I do have a snory dog though, but she only snored a little bit. Hopefully